Our book looked at presidential versus congressional campaigns. What I want to do right now is focus primarily on congressional campaigns. We'll touch on the presidential election a little bit later on in the curriculum. So with congressional campaigns, I want to focus on incumbency and how there's a tremendous advantage for people that already hold elected office. So an incumbent, once again, is someone that already holds the elected office in Congress. And another term that we need to know before we start out this discussion is the term constituent. A constituent is someone who lives in an elected official's district. So if you live in East County, San Diego, you are a constituent of Congressman Duncan Hunter. You are also a constituent of Senator Dianne Feinstein, who is a resident of California. And since you are a citizen of the United States, you are a constituent of President Barack Obama. So let's look at the re-election rates for incumbents in Congress. So for a House member, you are looking at a 90% re-election rate for someone who is in the House of Representatives. And for the Senate, it's approximately 80% of those incumbents seeking re-election actually obtain it. Now, there are many reasons for this. We're going to start with the franking privilege, which is the right of incumbent members of Congress to send correspondence, mail pieces, to their constituents, things that promote the well-being of the district, all the projects that are happening in the district, and all the good things that the federal government is doing for the district. So the incumbents get to send these pieces of mail out to their constituents at no charge to the candidate, to the elected official. That's a tremendous savings. And what you can tell is that if they're promoting all the good that's happening in their district, they are in fact promoting themselves and the job that they're doing. So it's a big campaign boost for them. Second thing, they have a staff already in place. They have people that are dedicated to policy. They have people that are dedicated towards crafting and creating legislation, reaching out to interest groups, working with constituents, doing media, all those kinds of things that are very important as you move forward, not only in elected office, but as you return to the campaign trail. That's already in place for an elected official. They don't have to start from scratch like a challenger does. Now, each member of Congress serves on a committee. They actually serve on several committees, but their committee work is really dedicated towards tasks that help their district. For example, in San Diego, we have a lot of congressmen who served on the Armed Services Committee because our area is greatly affected by the military. So when they fight on those committees to stop base closures for the military in San Diego, they can point directly to that work and say, look what I did for our district. The term casework refers to special work that is done by a congressional office on behalf of a constituent who is having trouble with a federal agency. For example, if you are having trouble with the IRS, if the IRS doesn't think that you paid your taxes or thinks that you are delinquent on a bill, you can work with your congressional office to help mediate that problem. And the nice thing about a congressional office is they have liaisons in these federal agencies that make it much easier for them to deal with them and get the problem solved than if you try to do it all your own going through the wonderful federal government phone tree. The other thing that congressmen can do are projects. We call these pork barrel projects. It's these special things that come to the district where they're bringing money and jobs and a lot of satisfied voters when they bring them in. These are paved roads, these are new federal buildings, these are bridges, all those big building projects that bring a lot of money and attention to districts. In terms of finances, incumbents tend to get the majority of campaign contributions during an election cycle. Most people that give big contributions in campaigns are looking to buy access to the government. And if we just said that congressmen get reelected at an 80 and 90% rate, the safe bet is to give your money then to an incumbent, and that just perpetuates the advantage. One final thing that I want to talk about in this discussion about advantages that congressmen have is the idea of name recognition. Most congressmen in their district have strong name recognition, and at the very least, when you look at the ballot and it says incumbent, if you don't think things are going too badly in your district, you're going to likely vote for that person. It's very hard for a challenger, especially in a House race, to get the name recognition he needs or she needs in order to defeat an incumbent. I'm going to talk about redistricting and gerrymandering in a different discussion with some visuals.